You will find it when you get your paper, your question papers. You will find this section, C, question 4, in your final and preliminary question papers of examination. You will also be assessed on your control test. So be careful of this. That section C, question 4, is whereby you will be dealing with the icon. Here is the list of the 2024 icons. You are not going to do any other icons besides this. There are 13 of them. You need to do all of them. We have, here they are, from Australia, we have the Sydney Opera House, the Ayers Rock, Uluru Catachuta, the National Park. Then in Brazil, we have the State of Christ, the Redeemer, on Corcovado, Rio de Janeiro. Then in Canada, we have the Niagara Falls. Egypt, we have the Great Pyramid of Giza and the Sphinx. We have Italy, whereby we have the Colosseum in Rome. We have the Leaning Tower of Pisa. We have Venice and Vatican City. Germany, you'll be doing the Berlin Wall and the Black Forest. China, you'll be doing the Great Wall of China. So this last part will be the ones that we'll be doing today. There are 13, and you cannot do all 13 in a day because we want you to understand them and know them for the future. There are only 13 world famous icons that you need to learn for 2024. You don't do any other ones. And when you look at these icons, remember I said it is section C of your question paper, question 4. The mark allocation here differs from paper to paper, but the highest was 30 marks. This was in 2022, it was 30 marks. In 2022, final question paper. The last year paper, which was 2023, it was 24 marks. Then 2021, it was 28 marks. So prepare yourself for maximum of 30 marks preparation for the icon. So it's a lot of marks. You need to work on knowing all of them, 13 of them. Grade 12, you need to know the icons based on the following. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to identify the different pictures of icons. It's so important for you to know the picture because from the picture, you have to know the name. You'll be able to know the location. When you talk about the location, you need to remember 3 things that you must know. You must know the city, you must know the country, and the continent. Those are the 3 that will determine the location of the icon. It's 3 marks on the door. Then, also, you need to know the description of the icon. You need to look at the icon. Remember, after identifying the picture, you need to look at that picture. You need to describe the icon as it is. Most importantly, you need to know the reasons why it is regarded as an icon. Why is it regarded as an icon? What makes it to be unique from other attractions? Remember, all attractions, we talk about the attractions, then we have the attractions, we have the icon. All icons are attractions, but not all attractions are icons. Remember that. So you need to know from this list of the famous world icons, the 13 that we are doing now, Which ones are the World Heritage Sites? You need to know that because not all of them are World Heritage Sites. And on top of that, as a learner, you need to know what type of tourist will visit a specific icon. You need to know that. Because we have different types of tourists, remember grade 10, and now you know that for this specific icon, this type of tourists will be the ones that will be visiting this icon. You need to know that. So I have a table in front of you. As you can see, we have a table here. This table is divided into 5 columns. We have 5 columns on this table. It will make your life easier when you are studying the icon, this table. It will make your life to be easier. It will be easier for you to remember the icons and everything about them. Use this to drill through the icon. We have whereby you need to have column 1, whereby you need to have the icon's full name. The icons have names and you need to know its full name. Don't make a mistake. Don't write the incorrect spelling. You have to write the correct spelling for that icon, as you are not going to be awarded marks for incorrect spelling. You need to know the country, the city, the town, or the state where this icon is situated on the world map. Practice using that. Have the world map and plot the icons on different locations according to their location. Then again, you need to state whether the attraction, which is an icon, is it man-made or is it natural? It will assist you if you know the difference between the two. Is it natural or is it man-made? Furthermore, you need to give the outstanding characteristics about this icon. You need to make sure that you know the reason why, you know the history of this specific icon. Why is it regarded as an icon? You need to know that. Lastly, take a look at the icon and give a brief description from the picture. There are marks for that. You need to know description of each icon. So this will assist you at the end of the lesson. At the end of the lesson, you need to have this table whereby you will practice and plot all the 13 icons. It will assist you with this. Remember, it has a lot of marks. It has a lot of marks on this one. Icons. When you look at the icons, you need to know that you are not going to be asked on the exam, mention these icons, identify these icons. There are situations whereby you will find a scenario. They'll give you a scenario, they'll give you a case study about a specific icon. You need to go through the scenario. Have your different pens, have your highlighters, highlight the different characteristics that you see there, important characteristics that you see there. So from the scenarios, you will be expected to answer the questions about that specific icon. In some question papers, you have seen that beside the scenarios, you will get a case study, and you still have to answer from there. So you need to know how to go about when you respond to the questions about the icon. You need to identify them. You need to know their characteristics. You need to know their brief description. You need to know whether they are natural or they are man-made. And lastly, you need to know what type of tourist will visit that. Not forgetting, from all of it, this is what we've done last week. From that, you need to know if this attraction is successful or not. Remember, we talked about the factors that made an icon to be regarded as successful. So looking at the attraction, the icon, you need to know if this attraction is successful or not. And on top of it, you also need to know the threat about that icon. Remember, like I said, that those attractions, the icons, some of them are World Heritage Sites. So they need to be protected. So you need to know the threat to that icon, the challenges, because the questions will be based on that. Let's look at our world map. This is the world map. It's a plain, it's a clean world map. You must have this map. Take this map, go through the map. We have the continents. Plot the continents, because the icons are simple if you do them according to the continents. You have to know that this continent have so many icons, this one has so many icons. So this is our map. It is blank, as you can see it. So you need to identify all the continents. And how many continents do we have, 312? You still remember? We have 7. We have 7 continents. So make sure that you plot them on this blank map. Then you'll know exactly where to find your icons. Here we are. Look at the plotted map with the continents. We have the North America. Can you see that? We have Europe. We have Africa. We have South America. We have Antarctica. We have Australia. We have Asia. All these continents, you need to know them by heart. You need to know this continent. I want you to look at this logo. I want you to look at this logo. It's a UNESCO logo. Forget about this. It's a topic. So the topic here is the UNESCO logo. If you look at this, you'll see that we have this one here. UNESCO, you need to know the full meaning. What does UNESCO stand for? United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization. So wherever you see this logo, when you see this logo, you have to know that it's a symbol for UNESCO. And what does it use for? It is for World Heritage Site. This is for World Heritage Sites. This logo. Then we have the second logo here. When you look at this, it is written World Heritage Convention. What is this one? It is a symbol that I use to show when a tourist attraction or a site is a World Heritage Site. So next to the World Heritage Site, there will be this two. There will be this two. Then you will know that this one is a World Heritage Site icon. Without this, you will know that it's an ordinary icon. Then now, I want us to start with our icons. The first one that we'll be doing today is the Colosseum. The Colosseum. Look at the picture here. This is the picture of Colosseum. And look, below, we have the sign that I've just shown you. It means this icon is a World Heritage Site because we have those two symbols here. There are two logos here, the one that I've just done. So where is this icon located? The Colosseum, it is located in the city of Rome. You'll find this in the city of Rome. Italy is the country. And the continent is Europe. That's where you'll find the Colosseum. Let's look at the reason why it is an icon. And not just any icon, but the World Heritage icon. What makes it to be so unique to end up being an icon from being a regular attraction? We found this in the center of Rome, a city in Italy. That's where you'll find the Colosseum icon. And another reason that makes it to be regarded as an icon is that it is the largest amphitheater that was constructed during the Roman Empire. It is the largest. So that's why it is regarded as an icon. And that's whereby the great engineering and architecture skills of the Roman people were shown here. It's the greatest example of the Roman engineering and architecture. And on top of that, it is so old. It is more than 2,000 years old. This Colosseum is more than 2,000 years old. Looking at the picture, we know that Colosseum is one of the 7 wonders of the world. It is part of the World Heritage Site. And you need to know that before it was known as the Flavian Amphitheater, the Colosseum. Before it was known as the Flavian Amphitheater, and this icon, it was constructed, it was built between the years 70 AD and 72 AD. How big it is this amphitheater? It can seat more than 50,000 people. It could seat more than 50,000 people, this Colosseum. And now let's look at it. It was built to provide entertainment. It was for entertainment for the Roman people. They will go there when they need to be entertained. Let's look at the type of entertainment that they will be enjoying when they go there. Let us look at, we have whereby people will be fighting with wild animals. To them, it was a form of entertainment. So they will fight there, whereby wild animals will be fighting people. Then it was used again for tortures and executions of prisoners. To them, it was some sort of entertainment. The slaves and the Christians were also tortured in this Colosseum. Most of all, don't forget, there were fights between the gladiators. The gladiators will be fighting here as a form of entertainment to the Roman citizens. Recently, we are aware that it has been damaged. It is not in its original state. It has been damaged by the storm, by lightning, fires, and earthquakes throughout these years. But the most important thing is that it still stands until today. Till today, the Colosseum still stands. How many tourists goes to this attraction? It attracts more than 4 million visitors per year. So you have to know that per year it will attract more than 4 million visitors, the tourists. And you know what happens when a tourist goes there? They need accommodation to stay, they use transport, they'll be buying souvenirs. It means income, foreign income to the attraction. Now, look at the Colosseum picture. I hope it is clear enough. This is the map of Italy. Colosseum is here, is found here. Here is our Colosseum. We have already said that the continent is Rome, and we know that it's one of the 7 wonders of the world. Let's look at the second type of icon, the Leaning Tower of Pisa. The leaning, from the word leaning. So this one is located in the city of Pisa. That's whereby it is located. And the country also is what? Is Italy, and the continent is Europe. That's where we found the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Look at the picture. This is the picture that you need to know, because you will need to identify this from your assessment. From your final paper, from your prelim, you will have to identify this picture. So you need to know this picture. Let's look at the reason why. Why is the Leaning Tower of Pisa regarded as an icon? If you look at it, you can see that it's because of its unique beauty. It's beautiful. And the fact that it does not stand straight, the fact that it is tilted to each side, make it to be unique. Make it to be unique from other icons. That's why it is an icon. This tower is different from other towers. It is not standing straight like the rest. It is slightly tilted to the side. And it is the freestanding bell tower of the Grand Church. And it is most recognizable in the whole world because of the way it is tilted to the side. Let's look at description. What is this Leaning Tower of Pisa? We say that it is one of the 3 big buildings, and these buildings are historic buildings located where? In the Cathedral Square. It is one of the 3 historic buildings located in the Cathedral Square, which is known as the Piazza del Duomo. It is 8-story tower. It is an 8-story tower, and it has 293 steps. When you look at it, you'll see that it is a white marble tower. It is white in color. When was it built? When was it constructed? You can see here it started in 1173 and it was completed in 1350. It took so long to be completed. Then now, why this tower is leaning or to its side? It started to lean after they have constructed the 3rd floor. Then it started from that situation, it started to lean to the side. And what caused it to tilt to the side is because of the unstable soil and weak foundation. So the weak foundation and the unstable soil caused the tower to tilt to each side. This was a mistake that was done by the builders. And that mistake, because they didn't detect that the soil was unstable. They didn't detect that the foundation was weak. When they arrived at the third story, then it started to tilt. But it didn't fall. It is just leaning to the side. It took them the whole 12 years to maintain, to reinforce this structure, the Leaning Tower, to make sure that it does not fall. So they were putting the weight at its base to make sure that it doesn't fall. The whole 12 years for them to make sure that it stays like that. That's why even today we're having that. It took them 12 years to make sure that it doesn't fall. So this attraction, it attracts more than 1 million visitors per year. The moment you see the tourist numbers, we have to think about foreign income because they're bringing that with them. Here it is. It is here in Italy. Look at the map. This is the map of Italy. The map of Italy. Here it is in Europe country. Look at the tower. Let's have a look at the tower. We can see that from there, it is not straight. Not straight. It is tilted to the side. So this is our icon, the Leaning Tower of Pisa. I want us to look at the third one. I want us to look at the third one, which is Venice. It's a city. Remember what I told you? That for each icon, you have to know whether is it man-made, whether is it natural. So now we're having Venice. You need to know which category does it fall to. That's your homework. This is a city itself, Venice. It is located in the country of Italy. And Europe is the continent. Let's look at the reason why a city can be chosen as an attraction. Let's look at the reasons. The first reason, it is one of the most beautiful cities in the world. It is so beautiful. Look at the picture. Look at the picture. Look at the architecture. You can see that we have water here. You can see that the city is flowing. It's on top of the water. You can see that. So because of this unique location, that's why it is one of the icons. And I said to you that look at the architecture, look at the art. It is an icon because of its famous architecture and art. The way it is being structured is so unique. That's why it ended up being an icon. And this, as you can see there, it is on top of water. This city, it has been built on 118 small islands. And these islands have been linked together by bridges and canals. So these 118 islands, small ones, were being brought together and the city was built. Venice was built on them. Let's look at the description. When you are asked to describe or give description about Venice. We know that the city is in a lagoon, and it is in the shore of the northern Adriatic Sea. This city was founded in the 5th century. During the 5th century is whereby Venice was founded. One thing again that makes it to be unique, it is built on the wooden stilts. It is built on wooden stilts on these low-lying islands. I'm sure you've seen from the picture that the city is floating on top of the wood. So they've used the wooden stilts to make this city to be the way it is. One more thing about this city that you need to know. When it comes to modes of transport used in this city, Venice, they are using the boat, the water taxis, and the water bus. They also use the gondolas. There are no cars here. In Venice, there are no cars. Remember, transport, they use water transport. So there are no cars. The cars are banned here. The cars are banned. No cars are allowed here in this city. They only use water transport. There is another name for Venice. It is also called the Queen of the Adriatic Sea. Sometimes it will be called the City of Cities. Look at it and you'll see that it's so beautiful. Now let's look at how many visitors visit the icon. It attracts more than 15 million tourists each year. More than 15 million tourists visit Venice just to see its unique beauty, its unique art and architecture. Per year, more than 15 million. Like I said before, you need to look at the success of the icon and the threat of the icon. For this one icon, flooding is a serious threat. Remember, the city itself, it is on top of the lagoon, on top of the water. Think about it. So flooding is a threat here. And already some parts of the city are already sinking. Some parts of the city are already sinking. This is a threat to the tourism industry. And look at the ground floor and the first floor are already flooded. They are not being used. That is a threat, flooding. As a tourism learner, you need to recommend, you need to come with solutions of how they can save this icon. Because remember, it's an icon. It has national pride. How can they save this icon from total flooding? That's a homework. This is the picture. Look at the picture. This is our map. Already now you know the map. Italy looking like the ladies' shoe. Then look here. It is clear, this picture. I'm sure you can see that. We have people here. This is the mode of transport. As you can see, there is no way that they can use the cars for transportation. There is one thing I'm sure you are aware of. Look at your right hand side. What do you see? The logo. It means that this icon is what? Is a World Heritage Site. That is Venice. So from here, I want us to look at the fourth one, which is Vatican City. The Vatican City is located in the city of Rome. The country is Italy. I'm sure now you are aware that I've started doing all the icons in Italy. So this one, Vatican City, it is in Rome, also in Italy, and the continent is Europe. Drill that for all the icons. When you are studying, when you are doing your work, the first thing that you need to talk about or to remember, I'm not expecting you to lose marks on those ones. You have to drill that.
The road to success is to commit to yourself. In order for you to become who you want to become as a student, you need to commit to reading your books, to studying, to bettering yourself. I know it's not going to be easy. Actually, no one said it's going to be easy. But if you put in the work, the results will show in your life. Tap into your power. Sometimes you will feel like putting away your books, and not reading as much as you're supposed to be. But I want you to commit, because through commitment, there is infinite power.
Dreams. What is your dream? Yini iphupho lakho? Not your parents' dreams, not your mom's dream for your life. What is your dream? Is it to get a bursary? Is it to study science? Is it to become a DJ? Is it to become a singer? What is your dream? Iphupho lakho. Once you have that dream, what I need you to do, I need you to write it down. Ingole mofati. Write it down, ibhale phansi, and read it each and every single day when you wake up. Read it each and every single day before you go to bed, and remind yourself of where you want to see yourself. What is your dream? Write it down, meditate on it, and go after it with everything that you have.
Apologies for technical glitch, but here we are back. Technology. We were on our fourth icon, which is the Vatican City. As I said, you need to make sure that for all the attractions, you drill on the location. You need to know that Vatican City is located in the city of Rome. You need to know that the country is Italy and the continent is Europe. That's what you need to know. So before we go any further, I would like to remind you about the WhatsApp line. Our WhatsApp line is 063 508 1301. WhatsApp line 063 508 1301. Okay? There we are. For Vatican City, we need to know why is it an icon. The most important thing is that it is one of the most sacred places for Catholics. It has lots and lots of unique art, and it has architectural masterpieces. Look at the picture. You can see that we have unique artistic and architectural masterpieces. Look. That's what we are having here. Vatican City. Description. Let's describe. It is the smallest, this city, it is the smallest independent state. I want you to understand this. The Vatican City is the smallest independent state, not city. A state. We have to know what is a state. It is found inside the city of Rome. This small independent state, it is found in the city of Rome. So if they are independent state, it means they are doing things their own way. So we know that Vatican City is completely surrounded by the city. It is inside. They have their own currency. They have their own money that they are using as an independent state. This city is also known as the headquarters of the Roman Catholic Church. If you don't want to say the Vatican City, you have to say that it's the headquarters of the Roman Catholic Church. And it's the world center, the whole world, it's the world center of the Roman Catholic Church. And that's whereby the Pope lives. We found the Pope here in the Vatican City. Vatican City has three most important famous landmarks. It has famous landmarks. Number one, we have the St. Peter's Basilica. This is the largest church and a dome in the world. That's why Vatican City is the attraction. They have this largest church and dome in the world, and it dates back, it started back in the 15th century. And inside there, they have lots and lots of artworks by famous artists. That's what we find there. Then the second famous attraction or landmark that we find in Vatican City, it is St. Peter's Square. St. Peter's Square, it is the largest square in Rome. The largest square in Rome. It can take more than 400,000 people. And we know that every Easter Sunday, more than 400,000 people will go and listen to the message from the Pope. These people, they go and gather there every Easter Sunday to listen to the message from the Pope. The last one, landmark, we have the Vatican Museum. We have the Vatican Museum. This is the largest museum. It has some of the famous artworks in the world. How many people, how many tourists does the icon attract each year? It attracts more than 4.2 million tourists per year. 4.2 visitors per year. That's what it attracts. Then here it is. The first thing that you need to identify is that this also is one of the World Heritage Sites. The Vatican City is one of the World Heritage Sites. Look at the masterpiece in front of you, the artwork, the architecture in front of you. Here it is, the city, it is here in Italy. So from here, I want us to do activity one. I want to see if we are still on the same. Remember when we started on what you can learn, what you can expect from studying icons. And I said to you, it is not every day or every paper whereby you'll be asked, give four names of icons. No, you'll have scenarios, you'll have case studies. Look at this different one. Usually, you have the pictures here. Look at this one. From the map, you have the scenarios. I want you to look at the scenarios. I want us to work on this and remember what we have done. So we have 4 scenarios, and this map, from the map, this is the map that we have been dealing with from the past minutes, is Italy. You have to know your world map. You must have the world map, and you have to know your continents, you have to know your cities, so that it will be easier for you to identify or to locate the icons from the world map. Now let's look at scenario number 1. It says here, the gondola is a common mode of transport here. We talk about this. Which attraction uses the gondola as a common mode of transport? From the ones that we have done. You need to know that. Then, number 2, it says the bell tower of the Roman cathedral has more than 1 million visitors per year. What is this? What is this bell tower? The third one, it says this one is a Flavian amphitheater, and it could sit over 55,000 spectators. Now, it attracts more than 4 million visitors per year. As a learner, you have to highlight the important things. Now you have seen that it could seat 55,000 spectators. And you ask yourself, spectators. If we have spectators, it means they are watching something. There is something that is taking place whereby participants are there. If we're having these spectators, it means we have participants. Then, number 4, it says that it is the smallest independent state in the world. And it has more than 4.2 million visitors per year. So when you look at these scenarios, you have to know the name of the icon. Look at number 1. The gondola is the mode of transport that is being used here. That was Venice. We talk that no cars are allowed there. The cars are being banned. And we say that only the water boats, the water buses, and the gondolas are used in Venice. So if you got that, that's good. The second one, we say that this is the bell tower. And it just gives away from the word bell tower. It's a tower. And what tower have we done? The Leaning Tower of Pisa is the one that is a Roman, masterpiece. The third one, it says here, you could see it's a Flavian amphitheater. Remember, we talked about it. It could sit over 55,000 spectators. And we have idea also. This is the Colosseum. Remember, it is the one that was used for entertainment for the Roman people, for the Roman citizens. That's why here we are saying that we have 55,000 spectators. And I said to you, have a clue. This is the clue. That's the Colosseum. Because that's whereby it was used for entertainment for the Roman citizens. I'm sure you still remember the types of entertainment that were done there: torturing, execution of prisoners, Christians, gladiator fights, and what? And a lot. You need to look at it. So the fourth one, it says that it is the smallest independent state in the world. The smallest independent state that we talk about is the Vatican City. Remember we said that it's independent. They are doing their own thing. They even have their own currency. And they are found within Rome, the smallest independent state inside, within Rome, the Vatican City. So here we are. Let's look at this. We go back. I've given you the clue. Name the continent. Number A is name the continent. Then number 2, it says the country displayed in the map above. We talk about this. So the continent is Europe, and the country, Italy. The country is Italy. Number 2, it says refer to the map and identify the icons number 1 to 4. Already we have done that. Already we have done that. We have identified Venice, we have identified Leaning Tower of Pisa, we have identified the Colosseum, and lastly the Vatican City. That's one that we have done. So number 3, it says here, identify the city where you find icon 3 and 4. Let's go back to the map and see 3 and 4. Here we are in the map. 3 and 4. Remember we said 3, the Flavian Amphitheater is Colosseum. And the smallest independent state is what? Is there? The Vatican City. So now the question says, identify the city where you find 3 and 4. Where do we find the Colosseum? The Colosseum is found in the city of Rome. Then we have number 4. And number 4 is the smallest independent state in the world. This one is found where? In Rome also. Then, let's go to number 4. Name the city where you'll find icon 2. Where is icon 2? We know that 3 and 4 is Rome. Then icon 2. Let's go back to our map, our question. We have number 2. Number 2 is the bell tower. And we have said that this bell tower is what? Is the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And the question here says, name the city where you find the Leaning Tower of Pisa. It's a given. It's the Leaning Tower of Pisa. So the city here is what? It's Pisa in Italy. Number 5. It says the city in 4. The city in 4, remember the city in 4, it is the Vatican City. Let me assist you with that. It's the Vatican City. The city in 4 is also known as what? The headquarters of the Roman Catholic Church. The headquarters of the Roman Catholic Church. If you got that, you're still on the same page. Number 6, it says, discuss 2 reasons why 4. The 4 is what? The Vatican City. It's regarded as a religious icon. Number 1 is whereby the Pope lives. You know that. And it is one of the sacred places for what? For the Roman people. You know that. And lastly, we say that it's the world center of the Roman Catholic Church. The world center of the Catholic Church. And you know that we're saying this because every Easter Sunday, people will be flocking to this place to listen to the message from the Pope. I'm sure you understand that. That's why it's regarded as a religious icon. And let me ask you, what type of tourists will visit this icon? Religious ones. It's a given. Let's look at number 7, the last one. It says, which icon in the picture above is the most visited one. Remember, I've been giving you the numbers per year, the numbers per year. Venice is the one that is being visited more than any other, because we said that it's received more than 15 million visitors per year. That's what we talk about. So here you are. Check your memo. If we have this, we have the memo here is number 1, Europe and Italy. We have all of this. If we have this, then it means you are listening to what I was saying. This is how the question about the icon can be asked in the question paper. Don't expect straightforward questions. Name 5 icons. No, you need to be able to identify. You must be able to note visitor numbers. You must be able to know the description of the icon, the reason why it's an icon. You need to know a lot of those things, not only to mention them. I want us to look at the 5th icon. The 5th icon, the Berlin Wall. Let's look at the 5th icon, which is the Berlin Wall. This one is located in Berlin City, Germany. This one is in Germany. But the continent is still the same. We are doing the Euro continent. The continent is still the same. It is in Europe. Remember what I told you? Location is everything. That one is a given. There's no excuse for you not to get the marks for the location of each icon. Keep on drilling. Keep on drilling the location of each icon. So let's look at the reason why is it an icon. Why this attraction has been regarded as an icon. Number 1, it's a symbol of the division and then reunification of the East and the West Germany during the Cold War. Germany was divided during the Cold War and then reunited during the Cold War. So this is a symbol. The Berlin Wall is a symbol for that division and reunification of Germany into 2 parts during Cold War. There's the East and the West. Then you have to know that when you talk about the division between the East and the West, that's what we talk about the division between democracy and communism. We talk about democracy and communism during the Cold War. This is our icon, the Berlin Wall. And for people to get to Berlin, they have to go through the Brandenburg Gate. This was the only entry for them to go to Berlin. When you look at this is the gate itself. Look at the gate. It is part of the World Heritage Site. The Brandenburg Gate is a World Heritage Site, not the whole Berlin Wall, but the Brandenburg Gate. So here we are. Let's look at the description. Let's look at the description of this Berlin Wall. It is the longest wall that divides Berlin into East and West. And we know that the West Berlin, it was a democratic city. The West was democratic, whereas the East was a communist city during that Cold War. Democracy and communism. So while there were divisions among the people of Berlin, lots of people from the east, they escaped and went to the west. They moved from the east to the west. Remember, the west was a democratic city. So they ran away from the east to the west. Only in 1961, the east started constructing a wall. 1961. Why did they do this? Why did they construct the wall? They constructed the wall because they were trying to stop its citizens from leaving the east and going to the west. So they want to keep people in the east in their own side, not allowing them to go to the west. So this wall was constructed in 1961 and it has the watchtowers. These towers, that's whereby they were watching people if they try to escape to the west. And it was done so to make sure that they stay in their east side of Berlin. Finally, 1989, the wall was broken down. Only in 1989. Remember, it was constructed in 1961 and 1989, it was broken down. Because there were demonstrations, people were not happy. People in the east, they were not happy. They have demonstrations. They wanted democracy. They wanted to be free. So because of those demonstrations, they lead to the breaking down of the wall in the East Germany. So now people can move freely between the two sides of Berlin. The East and the West was now united. Remember, we said that the reason that makes it to be unique is because it's a symbol of division and then later on of unification. So 1989. So let's look at the number of tourists. We have more than 6 million tourists per year visiting this place. More than 6 million. Even though the wall was destroyed, we still have sections. We still have sections of the wall. And tourists go to that place to look at the remains of this wall. Like I said, the whole wall, remember it was broken down. It is not a World Heritage Site, but the branded back page, it is the one which is the Heritage Site. This is the wall, so clear. I'm sure you can look at that. You can see that people are moving there. We have, you see. And here we are. It's located here in Germany. Germany is the country and the city is Berlin. Europe is the continent, and here we are. World Heritage Site. That's what we need to know. Number 6, we have the Black Forest. The Black Forest. So this one, unlike the ones which are situated in one city, this one is located near many towns and villages. It is spread across towns and villages. And those villages and towns, we have the Frenchberg, we have the Baden-Baden, and all of these, they are in the state of Baden-Württemberg, in the country of Germany. Europe is there, the country. Look at this, you can see that. It says the Black Forest. Look at the forest. The shadows are making it to be black. The shadows are making the whole area to be black, to be dark. Let's look at the reason why it is known as an icon. Why do we call Black Forest an icon? Number one, it's because of beautiful scenery. It is so beautiful. The scenery is so beautiful. That's why it's an icon. And it has mountains of pine. It has pine trees. It has the fir trees. It has the valleys, the lakes, the mineral springs, and it is a picture square village. It's beautiful. That's why it's an icon. It is rich in tradition and history. Think about the type of tourists who will come here. It's rich in tradition and history. It has one of those old towns, the castles, the monasteries, and the museums. They are old. So think about the type of tourists who will visit here. When we look at the description, we said that this region, remember we said that it's spread across the towns and the villages. That's why I say in this region. It's more than 200 kilometers long. 200 kilometers long and 60 kilometers wide. That's how big is it. And it lies in the state of Baden-Württemberg, in the southwestern, on the border of France and Switzerland. You need to know that. That's the description. What do we have here that is so special from this icon? It is famous for its cuckoo clocks. So these cuckoo clocks, they are handcrafted from the trees. They take the trees and they craft the cuckoo clocks. Then the tourists will buy that. So they are famous for that. We have also the Black Forest cake. The Black Forest cake, the one that you know, it is from here. And they also have the cherry snaps. When tourists visit this area, there are so many activities that they can do on this attraction. They can do activities like hiking, they can do walking, they can do mountain biking and skiing. We have to know the activities for each icon. What activities can tourists do when they visit a certain icon? But for Black Forest, they'll do hiking. Remember we said that it's a lot of mountains there. And a lot of trees. The pine ones and the fir ones. So this is the picture. Look at it. We have seen this. It is found here. It's found here. It is Germany. You can see Germany. It is found here at the corner here. I'm sure you can see that. Please make sure that you know your pictures, you know your icons fully. Take them from different angles. Know them from different angles. There. And the state here is the state of Baden-Württemberg. We said that not one city, but it's a state. Look how beautiful it is. So this one, it is not. We don't have the icons for what? We don't have the icons for the World Heritage Site. So now I'm sure you know that this one is not a World Heritage icon. It's just a normal icon. I want us to look at the last icon for this lesson. Remember, we're having 13 and we have done 7. We are left with 6. So the last for this lesson is the Great Wall of China. The Great Wall of China. Here's the picture. Look at the picture. You can see the wall. It's great, like the name says. So it's located where? It's located in Beijing, in China. The country is China, and the continent is Asia. This one, the continent is what? Is Asia. City, China. Country, China. Sorry about that. Then the city, Beijing. You need to know this. You keep on drilling this. You know that for this one, we are going to have this marks for this one. Remember I said that the highest mark for icon was 30 marks. So you need to know that it has a lot of marks. Let's look at the reason why it is an icon. We know that it's one of the 7 wonders of the world. It is the longest, the Great Wall of China. It is the longest human-made defensive structure. It was made by people. Remember I said that you have to know whether the icon is man-made or it's natural. This one is man-made. It was made by people, by humans. It's a human structure. And it was done 2,000 years ago. It was done 2,000 years ago. Why is it an icon? Remember, it's a Great Wall of China. It is a symbol of China's history and culture. It's about the history and culture of the Chinese people. What type of tourists will visit this icon? That's a homework. Then, when you look at the wall, you can see how it has been built. So it shows here that during those years, we still have great engineering skills from the Chinese people. So it shows great engineering skills and determination of the Chinese people, the way they've done this wall. Description. It was built between the 5th century BC and 16th AD by several Chinese emperors. And why did they build this? They built this wall to protect China against invaders, intruders. So they didn't want people from outside to come to China. That's why they have this wall. And it was built during the Ming Dynasty. And most of the wall still exists until today. If you go to China, you will see the Great Wall of China. It still exists until today. So it is so long. You can see from the picture, it's so long. It stretches over 8,850 kilometers. 8,850 kilometers from east to west across the northern China. It is so long. It is so long. And it crosses the mountains, the desert, and the grassland. It was for protection, remember, from invaders. That's why it was covering the northern China. So on top of this wall, we have the watchtowers also. The watchtowers. You know, watchtowers so that people can see. They can see what is happening far away when they are in their watchtowers. So they were built here at regular intervals. It means they were built to serve as lookout points to store military supplies. So they were storing the military supplies here. And this wall, they could send messages from this wall over a long distance. What they were using? They will use the flag. You'll see the flag up and you'll know that there is a message about this and this and this. And again, they'll use smoke signals. They know Chinese people that when they see the smoke on the Great Wall of China, it's a message for this and this and this. Let's look at other descriptions. Who built this wall? It's 1,000 of soldiers, prisoners, and peasants who built this wall. They were the ones who built this wall. And while they were still busy building this wall, there is a belief that over 1 million people died during that construction. 1 million people died while they were busy building that wall. And what happened to them? What happened to them? Those people, their skeletons were used to enhance the wall to be strong. They were put as part of the material, to say it in simple. So their skeletons were used as part of the material to make the wall to be strong. That's why it has a nickname, the longest cemetery on wall. The Great Wall of China is also known as the longest cemetery on earth, because over 1 million people who died during its construction were used as the building material. It is also known as the Wall of Tears. You can just imagine if over 1 million people died and they are not going to be buried in dignity in some grave somewhere, but they are buried just there. They are used as structures, as material. That's why it was known as the Wall of Tears. Here it is. Look at the wall. It goes up. Remember I said that it was for protection. This is the Great Wall of China. We said that the city is Beijing. Yes, it is. The continent is Asia and the country is China. This is the Chinese map. Please make sure that you know the maps. Make sure that you know your world map and you know the map for each continent, each country. It will be easier for you to understand it. One more thing. Look at this. The Great Wall of China is one of the World Heritage Sites. I'm sure now we know the reason why. I want us to do activity 2 for these few minutes that we are having. Remember, I told you that you will have different ways to icons questions. So this is one of them. You'll get the pictures. If you see that we have the pictures in the world map. This is the world map, the one with the continents. And I've just plotted the pictures there. So I want you to identify the icons on the map. We just need to identify the icons on the map. The first one, we have A here. This is our A. Let's identify which icon is this. Look nearby. You can see Australia is far away. We have Asia here. Which icon looks like this? From the picture, you have to know the name. And remember, correct spelling. I'm not going to change anything. Correct spelling. Put the name to the picture. If you are given the picture, we have to know the name. If you are given the name, you have to think about the picture immediately. It will be easier for you to know. So look at this. It's a wall. When you look at this, it's the wall. So number A, you have to identify them. Give their names. is the Great Wall of China. We've just done it now. No. That's number A. So I want us to look for the second one. Let's identify the second one. I hope you can see this. It's our B here, next to this one. Our B is next to this one. Look clearly at this one. It is small, but you can see it. It's a building. And where is it located? Remember, that one, it was Asia. And here, it is far away from North America. You can see that. But it is closer to Europe. So which icon is in Europe and looks like this? What is the name of this? The Colosseum. This is the Colosseum, remember? Here it is, the amphitheater, the Flavian amphitheater, the one that was used for entertainment. There it is. This is number B. Then we have number C. Let's look at our number C. This is C here. When you look at C, you can see that we have water, we have a building with beautiful architecture on water. You can see that. Then which icon is this? Which icon is this? The one that we say that it is in Europe. We found it in the lagoon. It is Venice, the beautiful city. Remember Venice? The beautiful city. Then we have D. This is our D. What is the icon at D? Let's identify the icon at D. You can see it's a tower. It's a tower. And where is this tower situated? In the European continent. What is the name of this tower? It is the Leaning Tower of Pisa. It's everything that we've talked about. You can see it's the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Leaning, tilting to the side. And our E, number E, here is number E. Look at number E, also in Europe. We have the dome there, we have the square, we have the buildings. What is it? What is the icon that is having the dome and the square? Look at it again. Check this. It's the Vatican City. The Vatican City that we have done. Then lastly, the picture is not clear, but you can see, number F. We have the towns here. We have the villages. We have the mountains. We have, what do we have again? We have the trees. We have lots and lots of trees. What is the name of this icon? What is the name of this icon, number F? The one which is having lots of trees, lots of mountains, lots of towns and villages. If you have black forest, you are right. This is black forest. So you must be able to identify different icons on the world map. Besides that, again, you must be able to plot different icons on the map again. Take the blank map and plot the continents first. After that, plot the icon. It's one way of studying the icon. This is our memo. If you have these answers like we have discussed, so it means you have understood, you were listening to what we were saying. Before we go, I want you to do a table for studying the icons. You cannot study the icons without doing this table that we talked about when we started our lesson. I want you to do the table with 5 columns. From this, on the first, I want you to write the names of all the icons for 2024. Please don't do all the icons. We only do 13 icons. The book is having a lot, but your educators will assist you. I'm sure they've already given you know which ones. So write the names here. The second one, write location. And location will be where you write the city, the country, and the continent. On the third column, I want you to write the reason why it's regarded as an icon. That unique reason. Remember, for it to be an icon, it means we are not supposed to get any other icon anywhere. It is unique. So I want those unique reasons here for that icon that we will have written here. Then on this one, I want you to write a brief description about the icon. Lastly, I want you to state what type of tourist will visit this icon. What type of tourist will visit this icon? And also on there, you can even add whether is it a World Heritage Site or not? Is it man-made or natural? So by doing this table, what I need you to do is to take from your activity book, your classwork book. I want you to take the double page, the page that you find in the middle of your book. You take it out as it is. Then you put it in a landscape. Then you do the 5 columns and you include everything that you have talked about. Believe in me, you are going to drill, you are going to remember these icons. And you will be able to collect the marks from this. Remember, I said it's a lot of marks. The highest mark for icons is 30. Other papers 26, 28. So make sure that you collect all, you keep on drilling them and drilling them. So that's the only way to study the icons. We'll do the next batch when we meet. For today, that's all for the icons. Until we meet again.